Hey, Time Pals, Mike the Gardener, and this is a video on my AeroGarden harvest unit. Some people have asked about how to set it up and had some questions about it. I completely cleaned this one out. If you remember from the past video, it was all full of gunk and it wasn't the most pleasant looking unit, but it had been going for 3 years. So I took it apart, cleaned it, put everything back together. This light does not blink when you're looking at it off camera. It's just something about the camera that's making it blink, which is kind of funny. Oh, see, like if I go to here, it's solid. If I go up here, it blinks. Huh, interesting. Hey, okay. This distracted me for a second. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how easy it is to take apart and put back together. I'm going to put, these are the air stones that were in it before. I'm letting them soak. So what I did was, I, it was very gunky, so I had to use like a strong vinegar solution to acid solution, to get all the stuff off of here. And I had to soak that for like a day, and it was a lot of work, a lot of elbow grease, and I still have a little bit of calcium, type residue from the, just being running for years, for 3 years. Um, but I did the best job I could. So I was trying to get all this stuff off. Looks great to me. But anyway, I had to use, the vinegar isn't like a harsh chemical, but you know, I ran it for a day. I had to clean the pump and all that stuff, make sure I got the roots out, and so I just put pure water into the unit to run for a couple days, just to make sure that when I go put the plants back in, that everything is, all there's no chemicals or anything left. So that's a tip. So if you do happen to use like soap or something, make sure that you rinse it very thoroughly and then run it for a day with just pure water, just to make sure that there's nothing like in the pump or whatever. All right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to show you the process of disassembling, and I'm gonna dump it out. I'm gonna put fresh water in here, and then I'm gonna plant I'll plant all 6 pods with the lemon spice pepper. I decided to I'm growing Fresnos in a different pot. I'll grow something different in here. So I'm gonna do the uh, lemon spice jalapeno, just to see how it does, because I've done it in the jars plenty of times, but I've never tried actually growing that in the AeroGarden. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna keep all 6. I'm just going to plant 6 pods to see which ones germinate, and if say only 2 or 3 of them germinate, I'd say 2 of them germinate, I'll just keep them growing in the system here. But if say all 6 germinate, I'm going to move 4 of them out into jars, and then just keep 2 in the unit. You never want to overcrowd these things. I mean, that's the first mistake every AeroGarden gardener does, is they get so excited they plant 6 tall tomato plants. Like if you look right here, this one here, if I planted 6 of these things, and this is a kind of a skinnier one, some of them get bushier. If I planted 6 of them, they would choke each other out, and then you don't get as much fruit, and then people are unhappy because they're not getting the fruit they want. All right, so in the back here, I'm gonna have to pods go to the other side. In the back here, there's a plug, and you simply unplug it, and then you take this whole base off, and I'll show you the disassembly and reassembly in a moment. Be right back. Alrighty, this is the back of the unit, and this plug here is the power plug. I don't need to unplug that when I'm doing this, because this plug here is what controls the unit's pump. So you see the light's still on, everything's still working. I'll be right back. Alright, seems how I unplugged this, which means I can lift this entire bowl that sits on top of its base. I really can't do it one hand. I didn't even think about that. But yeah, this whole bowl this bowl this attaches from this right here, and I'll show you how the base looks without it because that's the only thing I can do one-handed. I'll be right back. All right, so that's how it looks. So I had to grab it. So this is the bowl, and here's the base. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this into the kitchen. I'm going to dump the water out, put fresh water in, make sure that everything's clean and good, and I'll actually show you the almost the complete disassembly and reassembly of the unit because it's very simple. So I'll be right back. Okay, I'm in the kitchen and I'm going to take these covers off. All right, so this is the water reservoir. This is where the water goes in. This is the lid for that. And this entire deck, so it's made a mess because I'm doing things one-handed. This entire deck just snaps off, and you see this sprout funnel goes into the pump, and the pump circulates water. The way this system works is it circulates water through the deck. This deck is hollow, and you see these little chutes. It pours the water, so the pump keeps the water circulating down and around the plants, the roots. Some different types of systems, they'll just bubble the water and splash the water up onto the roots. Some don't even do that. They just kind of circulate the water around the tub. AeroGarden has its own way of doing it on this system. I think the older systems just move the water about. I don't think the water came out the deck like this. So this is a hollow deck. It just snaps apart. I'm not going to do it because it's going to be too hard to do one-handed. But see these little clips here? You just push these in, push them down, and then pull the deck apart and to wash it. So that's that part there. This right here is the fill meter. It's got a magnet thingy inside here, so with that floats. So when it touches the top, it tells the unit that there's not enough water, and so the water alarm on the base will go off. I completely this pump here, I completely took it apart. There's just 2 screws, and you can just pull it out, and you can actually buy replacement pumps. This pump was still good after 3 years, so I didn't need to. But you can buy replacement pumps for relatively cheap off of Amazon or from AeroGarden's website to replace. And then, you just run the hose, the power, sorry, not the hose, but you run the power supply, just clip it on here, and it plugs into the unit. So very simple. So this is just a plastic bowl with a pump. And then you have like I said, you have the decking on top, and you put your plants in there, and then there's that thing that shows you the fill line. You fill it there. So all right, so I let this run for a couple days. You can see there's some floaty stuff in here. So there was, that's why it's good to run your unit. You completely disassemble your unit, clean it, reassemble it, put fresh, clean water in, run it for a day. Just to make sure that there's no gunky stuff. And so now I'm going to dump the water out, put fresh water in, reassemble everything back up, and I'll get to planting. Be right back. Okay, I've replaced it with fresh, clean water. To snap the deck back on, just like that, just that simple. Grab put these, I like to put these light blockers in until I'm ready for it, so I don't accidentally drop seeds or anything into the water when I'm planting. All right, so we're good to go. All right, I'm gonna go back and put this back on its on its base. First I gotta get some paper towel and wipe the extra water off it. You can fill it in the sink, or you can just, you know, put the back on and get like a gallon of water and, you know, distilled water and pour it in. I have filtered water so in my house, so it's not a big deal. All right, be right back. All right, I am back at the unit. I'm going to put the deck, not the deck, but the bowl back onto the deck. Plug the cord back into the power supply, and then I'm good to go. And then I can put the pods in and get it going. All right, be right back. Oops. What I forgot to do is I forgot to put the air supply lines back in here. You don't have to. I think it works great without having to put the using the air stones, but I just do it as a extra measure because it makes them grow fast. So here's the air stones that I was soaking to make sure there was no algae or any chemicals that reintroduced back into the system. Here's the plant food. So I'm gonna put 2 caps of the capfuls of the plant food into here. But first, I got to put the air stones back into the unit, which is just me removing this deck once again. Well, not even really removing it, but just running the air lines through these 2 holes, which, like, again, you don't have to do, but something I like to do. Some people use these holes for there's a automatic watering system that you can get from AeroGarden. It's like a reservoir that holds extra water, so you don't have to check on the water as much. I check on my plants pretty much every day, so I don't, I just come by, lift this up, see if the water is up to the level. As you can see, the water is moving because the pump is on. And if I show you, see the water coming out the little spout that goes around the. Let me show you. Grab a basket. Oops. Ah, look at a mess. Trying to do everything one-handed. This is the basket that you would put a sponge in. So you drop the basket, drop the sponge in, and the basket sits just like that. I'm not going to put the sponge in yet because I want to soak them a bit before I do that. But you don't have to, but I always like to. You just drop that in there. You can drop your seed in the middle of the sponge. There's a hole there. You put the you can put a sticker or some foil to block make sure you block the light so you don't get algae. And then make sure you punch a hole so that the seed has some place to grow up through. And put the humidity dome cap on, and then you're good to go. Your seed will hopefully germinate for you. Oops. Let's back out. And of course I'm making a mess. All right. Okay. All right. I'm going to put the air stones back in here and show you that. All right. I got the air stones bubbling away. Put the deck back down. All right. So we're good to go. So now all I have to do is get my seeds, get my sponges soaked, get the seeds in the sponges and capped and all that good stuff, and I'll come back and I'll show you how it looks after that. All right, I got the sponge soaked. They're ready to go. I've got my lemon spice jalapeno seeds. And like I said before, that this is just as a fun demonstration, this is just a cinnamon vitamin bottle. It's got an amber color to it, which is great because it blocks the light so algae won't grow. And I'm just going to take the sorry about that shot. Take the sticker off the bottle. There. That's just cinnamon. Discard that. And so anyway, if I have an extra plant that I want to grow, because like I said, I'm going to plant all 6, and then if extra ones grow and I want some place to put them, I can just drop the basket right in there, put some hydroponic plant food solution into the jar here, and then I put it over on my experimental shelf. It's a little sticky because I just took the sticker off. What I'll probably just put some painter's tape or something around it, just so it's not so sticky, or just leave it as is. Who cares? It's not a big deal. But yeah, so all right. Anyway, that was just a quick tip, and this is another vitamin bottle. That this is a bigger hole, so the sponges would drop through. Maybe, let me see. Yeah, so it would just fall right through. But what you could do is take an X-Acto knife or a hole saw cutter, or yeah, hole cutter saw, and just cut a hole in the top here, and then you can just set it in there like that. Or you can grab see if I can find one around here, a 2-inch net cup. Probably would just drop right down into there as well. So yeah, just some alternatives to using, say, a sprout or a hydroponic system when you can just grow in any vessel that'll hold water that's food grade safe. You can grow plants in. All right, I'm going to finish up this process of taking the seeds, putting them in the sponges, putting the foil over it, poking a hole, similar to this down here. And as you can see, the results similar to what I've done in AeroGardens in the past. So the foil blocks the light, prevents any algae, and allows the plant to grow. That's my arugula, by the way. It's looking great. I'll probably have to, actually, I'm probably going to move because it's getting kind of crowded because the arugula is doing so well. I don't want the back one here to become overcrowded, and I don't want the front one to become overcrowded by this one in the middle. So I'll probably pull these and I'll put them in something like this and put it on my experimental shelf. So I'll have, plenty of arugula over the winter time. All right, I'll pause, get the seeds into their baskets here, and then planted into the AeroGarden harvest. Be right back. Okay, I've got the sponges with the foil on top, and the seeds are already in place. And as I've said before, I like to take a weak hydrogen peroxide and water solution, and I give it a little spritz in each hole there to get the seeds going. Then I like to take the humidity domes and give those a misting on the inside. You don't really need, again, these are just extra steps just to, ensure that everything goes right for me. All right, got that done. And we just cover them with the, can straighten those out better later when I'm not doing it one-handed. They don't have to be super airtight, but it does help to trap the humidity in so that you get good germination. And again, the baskets and the domes are reusable, but the sponges are not. Okay, so I got everything set up I'm good to go. So I'm going to put my 2 capfuls of plant food into the system, and I'm going to hold this button here for 5 seconds until it flashes, and that tells the system that this is the time that I've restarted the system new. And it will also set the time to come on every day at this time, and it will go off in, I believe it goes off in 12 hours, something like that. So yeah, all right. So there he is. There's really not much more to talk about it other than showing you the plants as they hopefully germinate. All right. Hopefully that was instructive, helpful. Any comments, questions, leave in the comment section. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Have an awesome day.